Welcome back, everybody. Nice to see you all again, still with us. Our next session before lunch, or our last session, I suppose, before lunch, is Sounds of Lockdown, Personal Reflections with Space2 and Michelle, who we met earlier. So I'd like to introduce Emma, who's the Joint Chief Executive of Space2, and welcome back Michelle to the screen. And they will both lead this next session. So thank you to you both and welcome.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. A new experience. So, I'm Emma T. I'm the Joint CEO Creative of Space2. And as you know, you've already met Michelle Scally Clarke, poet, who has worked with us for many years. We're here to talk to you today about the important role of the arts in helping us to reconnect, recover, and rebuild our resilience for the future. It's been an extraordinary year for everyone and so hard. So we hope today we can brighten your day as we move into spring and explain to you why, for Space2, the arts is helping not only our communities, but our staff through this very difficult time of the pandemic. It is also part of our practice and embedded across the organisation. I thought I would tell you a bit about Space2 and give you our journey over the last year as we reach the anniversary of lockdown on the 24th of March. Also, Michelle will run a short session with you that she has run with our staff, and I'll tell you about the Postcard Project, and I hope you'll join in this week. So, Space2 is an award-winning arts and social change organisation. Our provision is rooted in co-production arts projects with our communities, alongside a health-based community development programme with volunteering opportunities, including community gardens, art, poetry and choir for mental health and large-scale community shows. We have previously led citywide partnerships, including multi-agency Time to Change Strategic Hub, pioneering social prescribing in Leeds with a link worker in Oakwood Lane medical practice from 2014 to 2017. We have also led a new partnership in Gipton in response to COVID. We play an active role in 2 local care partnerships. Our co-created shows and exhibitions have ranged in size and in the places and the spaces they take place in, from churches inside out, with giant sculptures and soundscapes in bushes and dancers on footpaths. The Leeds Playhouse with Gipton the Musical and Oh I Do Like to Be Beside the Seacroft with a cast of 200 and shows sold out. And even at Temple Newsome, celebrating the Olympic flame coming to Leeds with 2012 community performers to an audience of 18,000. Light night art runs and installations, small theatre pieces, touring community venues, schools, libraries and rugby clubs, to pop-up museums and exhibitions celebrating the NHS at 70, now part of a permanent collection at the Thackeray Medical Museum of Medicine, to our first visual arts show, first of many in 2018, in our building in the old workshop of the old fire station in Gipton. We work with diverse communities, particularly those facing multiple social economic disadvantage, and are based in one of the most deprived neighbourhoods in the country in Gipton in Leeds, where we collaborate with local residents to develop a distinctive practice. We work across the city, Yorkshire, and now with 3 organisations in South America with Leeds University, exploring the digital divide during this pandemic. Our work has been subject to academic articles and international and national sector conferences and presentations. So this time last year, the world changed, and Space2, we started to prepare to go into lockdown. We broke everything we did and were doing into urgent and important. This was advice from a senior aid worker who volunteered his time throughout the year and has years of experience across the world working on pandemics and disasters. His knowledge and experience was invaluable. The urgent was about what was required that day and week, and the important was planning, taking care of staff, supporting as much as possible our freelance artists, and trying to secure the future of the organisation in a very difficult funding climate, as so many funding streams stopped and moved to short-term emergency funding. Throughout, our board of trustees have been with us every step of the way, supporting us, and at the start of the year were meeting us every single week. Promoting and protecting mental well-being of the workforce and those who work with us is important for individual physical health, social well-being and productivity. Understanding and addressing the factors which affect people's mental well-being at work have a wide range of benefits, both for the individuals and for the organisation. We needed during the pandemic to be able to continue to keep our staff safe and well, so that they could deliver to support our communities in a world that we had not seen before, with all the additional stresses, loss and anxiety that this brought not only to our communities but to our staff. As part of the Orion consortium made up of Zest, Philcat Factor and Shantona's Women's Centre, and in partnership with Touchstone, we were asked to become part of the Leeds Community Cares programme, delivering food parcels, shopping and essential medicines to a community for the Chapel Allerton ward of Leeds. We then joined with partners at the old fire station where we are based in Gipton to deliver the same service, and we're still doing that today across Gipton and Hare Hills. We also delivered 4,000 arts and wellbeing packs across our communities from April to December last year. These included the Poetry Project that Michelle has spoken about, and the Postcard Project that I'm going to talk to you about, that we also did with our staff. And we redevised our show, Colour the City Green, around the environmental crisis that was meant to be performed at the Leeds Playhouse last July with a community cast. It was also vital that not only we supported our communities, but continued to support our staff who were delivering on the front line. We wanted to be able to share and celebrate the amazing work that would be created during the pandemic by the communities and artists and staff we work with, and to be able to make people smile, connect and give back. So this is where a unique collaboration with Space2 and One-to-One Development Trust and the communities of East Leeds artists and musicians came in. One-to-One Development Trust have taken us on a journey, allowing us to share in a new way through our new 3D gallery space, Unlocked, Inspiration from Isolation, that we hope you will go and have a look at, as it shows you a number of projects we ran supporting our communities with their well-being throughout the pandemic. You may also be inspired to do some of this work with your staff. Michelle also came and delivered creative resilience sessions, as well as Buller, a qualified counsellor, to facilitate creative peer support sessions with our staff. We also ran the Postcard Project. There is a growing amount of evidence that engaging with the arts and culture can positively impact on our health and well-being. There are many creative ways to support staff's well-being, so do have a think about this. And we do all of this work alongside all the traditional ways of supporting staff. All staff have one-to-one supervision every single week, flexible working, personal development, etc. So during the pandemic, Space2 were able to respond to local need, as you would expect. But what was more surprising, not maybe to us, and echoed across the country, was the public's appetite for arts and creative activities to support their well-being, keep children engaged and connect with others. Over the past 5 years, appreciation of how arts and culture can support the health and well-being of individuals and communities has grown rapidly. This includes positive impact of the arts upon mental health, not least depression and anxiety, the value of multiple art forms in treating dementia and other key challenges in healthy aging, improvements in social well-being, including reduced loneliness and isolation, and an emerging understanding of the value of arts on prescription, particularly for outcomes such as increase in individuals' confidence and self-efficacy, and to think about their own health and build individual and community capacity and agency to support health and well-being. Participating in the arts encourage social engagement and inclusion, enables people to better express their experiences and provide opportunities for play, creativity and curiosity. Indeed, the 5 ways to well-being are inherent in the creative process, keeping us well when healthy and aiding our recovery when unwell. The time has come to recognise the powerful contribution the arts can make to our health and well-being. There has never been a stronger case or more pressing time for this approach to supporting health, well-being and resilience. To finish, a quote from Grayson Perry, artist. Arts help us access and express parts of ourselves that are unavailable to other forms of human interaction. It flies below the radar, delivering nourishment for our soul and returning with stories from the unconsciousness. A world without art is an inhumane world. Making and consuming art lifts our spirits and keeps us sane. Art, like science and religion, helps us make meaning from our lives, and to make meaning makes us feel better. So thank you for listening. I'm now going to pass you over to Michelle. Over to
Hello.
you, Michelle.
Oh, thank you, Emma. Beautiful. So I meet you back in the field outside of wrongdoings and right doings. Well, I'll meet you with a poem that I have written, and this poem is about meeting you halfway, because we're going to do a little writing exercise. So when I meet you halfway, it's about the connection that we can share as people. So this poem is called My Friend. Today I bought my friend some turmeric, golden ginger and coarse black pepper. I gave her water, so much water, and I made her a bowl of baby spinach and salad leaves and vegetable lasagna without too much cheese. And we cheered and raised our lemon sparkle, and I told her that I loved her, the strength of her, the light of her, and I would stop abusing her. So she came with me to yoga, to the birch tree and the cherry tree, and we sat and ate blueberries and her special treat of walnuts. She grinned as I gagged, happy at last, to smile at the devil as we set us free, for feelings are not reality. Laughing, we splosh in the mud, splash in our face, get lost in the snow, following the magpies to see where they go. We give homage to the red fox and kiss the Shango tree and share the last of our berries with birch and cherry. And as we walk the ginnels of yesterday, we move with such a different sway. Fear, emotional hangovers, such a long way away. But today, we are friends. So that was a piece that I wrote to myself, you know, as an artist, working in so many venues and working with lots of groups and freelance. I feel the emotions, often of the front line when we're working through real life crises, death, loss, mental health, unemployment, you know, and knowing that the difficulties and the needs and the trauma has just doubled throughout the pandemic. And then, you know, as an artist, witnessing groups, kindness and honesty of self to each other, and transforming those feelings of despair into feelings of strength and feelings of resilience. And I've seen, sorry, 1 minute. I've seen this power of unspoken word touch, move and unite people. And so what have I learned? And I think what I've learned is gratitude. I've learned thank you. I've learned kindness. I've learned self-care. And as people in our writings, we're able to stop and reflect on these little things that life build up, you know, the silver lining and the hope. We're able to voice the rage in a safe space, the chance to be accountable to our inner voice and ourselves, our creativity, and the giving of sharing through poetry or spoken word. And it branches into all different points and parts of the life, the ownership of voice. So I am going to stop talking, and I'm now going to give you some time. I'm going to give you a little writing exercise. And this is an exercise, I think Emma said, I also did with Space2 staff. And there is no right or wrong. Remember, we're in this field. And this writing exercise allows us to take a safe look at what we have maybe lost in life and what we'll find in return. So during lockdown, we've all experienced many losses, but found many hobbies, resilience, courage, hope. How do we process those losses, walk with those losses, talk and communicate our feelings throughout these difficult times of grief and celebration? How do we give thanks for what we find? How do you speak internally to yourself? Are you kind? Are you as kind to yourself as you are to others? Writing for well-being is not about spellings, and this is true. I should know that. I'm a proud dyslexic, okay? It's not about how good we were at English in school. It's not even about English, right? In your language, your words, right? As if you were talking to your most trusted friend. It's about the conversation you have with paper. Talk to it, awaken that mind. How many times in a conversation have you said, oh, I'm a poet and I didn't know it? This happens when we're talking fluently, when emotion is involved, happy, sad, angry, or anxious, all emotions have a rhythm. The only rules I'd ask you to follow are give each thought, each line, each sentence, maybe its own line, yeah? If you don't know what to write at first, just say, I don't know what to write. It's about that talking with self. I would like us to take a couple of minutes to reflect the title of Lost and Found. What are the things maybe that you lost throughout this year, this pandemic, but they weren't needed? What are the things that maybe you found and will remain with you? For me, it's the nature, it's the walking, it's the being my friend to myself. You know, what have you, yeah, so these little examples. So basically, yeah, sorry, I'm just, yeah, there'll be like a 10-minute break. And what I'd really love all of you to do, yeah, in this 10 minutes is just write your feelings. Just start that conversation with yourself and write them in the chat box. Yeah, so just 10 minutes. And if you could start your pieces with either I lost or I found, yeah? And then I'm going to take strands of our collective words and our thoughts, and I'm going to put them together, and I'm going to give you a poem for you. That's ours to leave you with at the end. Is that okay? So on the board will be just a little write up. So just basically, I have lost, I have found, you know, and whatever comes out, and speak in your own language, love. Speak in your own language, your own dialect. Thank you.
Welcome back. I've seen things coming into the chat, which is great. So while Michelle is looking at what you've written, I'm going to tell you about the Postcard Project. As not only did we do this with the communities, we did it with our staff. Greetings from the Unknown is celebrating art created as a response to the Arts and Wellbeing pack named Postcard Art. We know that creative activities have a positive impact on our mental health, so we thought the postcards would be a great way to connect with our communities and bring them together to create a collective display of work. Participants were encouraged to have fun, to create postcards in their own unique style. The pack included an illustrated booklet, which I believe you've got in your packs, created by local artist Tony Stevenson. They had blank postcards and art materials, and we asked those who received the packs to design postcards to send them to friends and family members or send them back to Space2. Then we started receiving the postcards, and they were beautiful. I have to say, I love getting postcards and letters. When something comes through your letterbox that's not a bill, it just makes you feel good. So we thought it would be a lovely thing to do with the staff. Everyone was working so hard, we did not want to add additional pressure, so we didn't set a time scale. And we did them anonymously. First, I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed making my postcard and taking that time to do that and sending it. And it was lovely to receive. I'd forgotten about it, in fact. I was so busy at work. It has been remarkably stressful this year. And then one morning it arrived on my mat. Brilliant. So we thought we'd like to give you the opportunity to make a postcard and send it to the conference. The postcards can be based on anything you think about throughout this week. It could be personal reflections, it could be learning, it could be conversations, or just about how you're feeling. They can be images, words. You may even have just a card that you want to write on the back of, then photograph and email it in. If you do not have a smartphone, you can also just post it. The email address, I think they're going to put this in the chat for you, is just mindfulemployer@leeds.org.uk. There it goes. And also, or you can post it to Laura at Leeds Mind, 11 Clarence Road, Leeds. This address will come up, so please don't worry. Right, so this is all a bit new to me, but I'm now going to try and attempt to show you our gallery, which I hope you will go and visit, that has the postcards in it. So here we go. So bear with me. I hope it works. I'm only going to stay there a short while and you can go back there and have a look. So here we go. I'm hoping it's going to share. I'm not sure that's sharing. So I think I'm in the gallery. I'm just going to go down and hope that you can see it. So here we go. So this is the space. So this is the virtual gallery space that we would like you to go and have a look at. And these are the postcards that were created this year. You can find out, you can view more postcards. You can move the room around. All these books on the table you can pick up and they open and you can look through them. So here's the postcard that's in your pack. So do have a look round. There are several gallery spaces. There are 3, in fact, rooms. So all you have to do is click and go through. There's Michelle's book that she did around words and free writing. So again, please have a look at that. I'm going to stop sharing and let you have a look through this space. So I'm now going to call Michelle back. I'm not sure if you saw that because I couldn't see anything. So I'm sorry if you didn't, and great if you did, but please go and have a look. I'm now going to hand back to Michelle.
Hello, hello. Let me just make sure I'm not muted still. No, I'm here. Right, great. Guys, I mean, wow. I mean, I thought I was going to get a few lines, but woof, you blew me away with some of your lines. So I'm just going to try. I mean, it's just a melody. I mean, this is a creative process. There is no right or wrong. So I'm just taking a few of your lines and I'm going to put them together. But I am also here all week and I will be providing a poem that we can take out to remember. So some of these lines will be in there too. So thank you very much. So I'm just going to read some of your collective your collective words, really. Yeah. So let's start. I have found that I enjoy my own company. I'm good fun to be with. I found out how to make flapjack. During this pandemic, I nearly lost my mind. I really tried hard to be kind to all others, including all you fathers and mothers. It's hard not to unite. Better than to fight. Try to assist our kin. Always helpful to fit in. We need our mental space to keep up with this pace. I lost a commute and I found some extra reflection time in the morning. I found I lost materialism. I have found quiet. I found new appreciation for just the simplest things. I found low energy activities that I could do when I was lacking in motivation and energy. And those allowed me to focus and slow down my brain when needed. I have found new love of volunteering and giving back to community. And I lost the need to buy new clothes. I found I already have too many clothes. And I identify with that too. And yeah, so basically, yeah, I mean, this is the piece, you know, and I'm going to top it and I'm going to tail it and I'm going to end it. I found I actually liked walking through the woods and through the streets. You know, I mean, your lines collectively, your thoughts, we all feel each other's words. We all feel that. And that is the energy that we can produce in writing down our feelings, in that shared kind of communication. So I hope everyone really enjoyed it. And like I said, you will get a chance to see a proper version of that alongside a fuller version of another piece. So, right, thanks.
So that's me and Michelle. Thank you to you all. I'm greatly saddened that I can't see you all. So please do go and have a look at the website and keep writing. And hopefully you'll do the postcard too for the conference. Thank you. Bye.
And to all the lovely speakers today, really great. It's really enjoying listening to it all. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much. That was just amazing, and I think I speak for us all when I say that. And I think, you know, Michelle, how you put that together in such a short space of time, I will never know, but it really was amazing, and I look forward to reading it again. I think it's been a reminder to us all as well of how important the arts are, and I certainly really miss the theatre, particularly over this time, and I can't wait to go back again once we can do. There's been a fantastic comment in the chat as well, so thank you all for sharing. One particular comment was, it is art that has kept me alive this last year, and I think that's a thought we can all take away with us, and just shows the power of what Space2 and other arts organisations are doing at this time. A reminder to you all to complete postcard and either email it to us or send it in to us, because it'd be great to have that memory of the conference and really pick up how people are feeling today. And you know, it'd be something we can look back at in 5-10 years time, remembering what it was like when we were in the midst of a COVID pandemic, and hopefully by then it will be a distant memory. But please do participate in that. So it's now, I can't believe it's lunchtime already. We are running slightly over, but I think, you know, we've listened to enough people this morning who said take your breaks. So we're not planning on shortening the lunch break, and it will still be 40 minutes. So please do all take some time away from your screens. Come back and join us in 40 minutes time. Well, there'll be one more session and then a networking session later on this afternoon that you can sign up to. It's really great to have seen so many people participate this morning, and hopefully everybody has learned something and has got some takeaway thoughts to take away with them at the end of the morning. So enjoy your lunch break, get some time away from your screen, try and get some fresh air, have a cup of tea, and we look forward to seeing you all in 40 minutes. Thank you very much.